Good evening. One today is Wednesday, July 23rd, 2025. Jump date for Thursday, 24th. All right, let's go. Well, as far as new setups, let's stick with the OUST for now. Momentum looking pretty good, obviously. We'll get to all that in just 1 second. So we should see more and more setups fairly soon. Of course, and as usual, wait for an entry. Not a bad day overall in the portfolio. Go ahead and bump your stop on TGen. We'll take a look at these. And just 1 second. As far as official setups, let's stick with this OUST for now. Make sure, of course, and as usual, you wait for an entry. I did not adjust the parameters. It's a TKO, and you don't adjust those unless the market starts pulling back further and further and further by taking out the TKO low for what it's worth. Let's take a look at the portfolio, and then we'll pop out to the overall market and take a look at some sectors, obviously. First of all, BTM kind of Flatsville, hanging in there. But, you know me, I sure like to just bang out that IPT and not look back for a while. KGC coming in a little with gold, but just off a brand new high, so I'm not getting too excited there. Kato has closed the gap with a little bit of vigor, up 6% today, 3.36 move, so not better than the poking eye point move is what I'm trying to say. TFPM down a little with the rest of the goals, but just kind of hanging in there for now. TGen, decent rally there. Go ahead and bump your stop on that one. And finally, VG remains a bit of a disappointment. It's kind of got this double pullback, or kind of has this double pullback in here. But it looks okay longer term, but obviously I sure would like to see it rally sooner rather than later. Let's take a look at the overall market and drill down a bit. A few things to look at tonight. First of all, let's take a look at the P's. S&P 500 closed at all-time highs, up 0.75%, I should say. I'm not going to argue with that. So far, so good. Good to see a little bit of acceleration higher in here. NASDAQ Composite, an okay day, up a little bit more than 0.5%. Hey, that's enough to keep it at all-time highs. So far, nice breakout remains intact here. So keep on keeping on. And guess what? The Rusty actually had a decent day. And it's pushed really far into this overhead supply. So far, so good there. Good to see it coming back at least. EFA shares, look at that. Bam, winning, breaking out to new highs with a bit of vigor. Copper and the metals doing really well. You can see banging out some new highs off its best levels, still new highs nonetheless. Take a look at bots and AI doing really well, pushing through all this overhead supply almost to brand new multi-year highs. Let's take a look at the other one, Robo. Same sort of ETF, but you can see it broke out decisively to multi-year highs too, looking pretty good. Some longer-term overhead supply, but that is quite a few years back, so I wouldn't get too excited about that. Metals overall actually closed at brand new highs, but as I alluded to a second ago, gold lagging a bit back into this range, and then, or never really got out of the range, but she tried yesterday. Gold stock, same sort of action there too, but longer term, they still look pretty good for it now at least. Broker dealer, okay day there, just off an all-time high, so far so good there. Take a look at biotech. Wow, look at that, just pushing through this overhead supply like butter. So that's looking pretty darn good. Software, decent day there, and that's enough to keep it right at all-time highs. I'd like to see it clear this prior peak, but hey, so far so good there. Defense stocks, decent day, and that's enough to put them at all-time highs, so that's certainly a good thing too. Pot stocks stalling out a little. They still look like they're trying to bottom out longer term. Palladium coming back in a little bit. Well, that's platinum. Let's take a look at palladium. Palladium actually ended a little higher on the day. So far, so good for most of the metals out there. Semiconductors, a little bit of a rally today. I'd like to see these guys take off. As you know, I really like the semis to confirm what's going on in the overall market. So far, so good, though. Just right around their all-time highs. Again, though, I sure like to see them accelerate higher, not look back. Financials had a decent day. I'd like to see them bust out some new highs and then keep on keeping on. So the point I'm making tonight is, in general, things continue to improve. Today was a pretty good day. Lots of areas rallying nicely in here. So far, so good. As usual, knock on wood. Everybody have a fantastic night. If you have any questions, you know the routine. Thank you so much.